Hello everybody. Today's video is not going to be about this car. It's actually going to be about our second car, the 2016 Subaru Forester, which I know is not the most exciting thing for you guys to look at, but you know, I do like to film my videos as life occurs, and any chance I get, I make a video. Whether or not it gets 3 views or 1,000 views or more, that doesn't matter to me, at least at this point. So it's nice and early. It's 8:30. It is weird that I am filming on a Wednesday versus my usual weekend, because I actually have a few days vacation this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday's Labor Day, so I actually get some chance to have some time off. First time, I think, this year. And anyway, so this is a follow-up to the video I made about the Subaru Forester needing a few recalls and how I was treated at the dealership as I was waiting for those recalls to be completed. And the thing there was, I don't know if you remembered, but there was some shimming noise that was coming from like the right rear on a Forester, which ended up being, they told me it's a rear brake pads and rotors need to be changed. And that car has 29 some thousand miles. I'm not sure if a rotor needs to be changed at 29,000, but you know, I'm not a mechanic, and they obviously didn't show me anything as far as, well, a little bouncy on a town car. So anyway, but the bottom line is they gave me a quote of $469.99 for that job. So let's say $470. And something's telling me that it does not cost that much to change rear brake pads and rotors, if indeed they need to be changed. So I said, no thank you, just do the recall and call it a day. And I called my good old friends at the 3C Automotive, and I'm going there to check it out. So first of all, I'm going to swap this car for my wife's Forester. She's at work, and she's a nurse, super proud of her. It works really hard, especially during the pandemic. So we're doing a little swaparoo because I got some extra sweep in. And then we're going to check it out. And something's telling me that either A, rotors don't need to be changed. Could be a brake pads, although once again, I'm not a mechanic. So, and then the 3C Automotive, the mechanic guy said, you know, I don't want to quote you anything. I don't know. I haven't seen the car. Actually, I've never took that Forester to them before. So this will be a good change. Something different. So they'll look at it, they'll tell me, you know, how much it is, if it is indeed brake pads and rotors. I know a lot of times rotors outlast the brake pads, and actually in my previous car, Hyundai Elantra, that I traded in for this town car, I did with my dad brake pads up front, never had to change the rotors. The rotors were fine at like 80 some thousand miles, and then the rear brake pads and rotors did need to be changed. So I do have some experience, but I don't want to do that myself. I'd rather pay somebody to do it, especially if the price is reasonable. So, I'm going to be doing a swap, and we'll see where it goes. All right, I've arrived, parked right beside her. So here's a sight to behold. It's probably the longest car in the lot, just judging by what I'm seeing. Lots of crossovers, lots of different things. Here's the Forester. Although there is an interesting find right up here. It's a Hyundai Azera. This is like the Hyundai's first attempt to make a pseudo-luxury car. But anyway, maybe someday I'll come across it. Alright, so there's the Forester. Sorry, got a bag with me. Bam, right there. Alright, let's get to it. What do we have? Yeah, 29,138 miles, which not too long ago I actually filmed. Alright, so it's time to bring this car to a mechanic for a change. Although it was at the dealership not too long ago where I got chased around and I thought they were going to release the hounds. Alright, belt clicked in, let's do it. Alright, so now that I am on my way and just got out of driving a town car, I can't help but to talk about how bouncy this car is. This car, this Forester, is extremely bouncy, and it's not like a slow, you know, kind of a floaty thing, like, you know, as I'm comparing it to, as a matter of fact, any of the Panther platforms or any of the older style American cars like Buicks and Cadillacs. But just, man, like this thing, you know, we actually have some fun when we're driving this car, especially with our son. When we hit a few bumps and, like, you know, it sends him flying actually in his car seat, and he actually knows where some of the bumps are around, like where we are, so he actually looks forward to getting bounced around in the back. Yeah, it is extremely, like, I can't say that it's like bad, it's gonna, you know, bounce your fillings out of your teeth, but at the same time, you know, what a contrast. We got a town car on one side that's really soft and floaty, and any sort of, you know, bounce that comes in, or anything that comes into the cabin is like, you see that? Like, I'm not trying to make the camera do that. I am literally just driving down the road. The road is actually pretty nice, and it's just like, I can't help it, because but anyway, you know, it is what it is. We realized that when we were test driving it, and we still bought the car, so can't complain too much. But anyway, so yeah, that's a good contrast. As far as like everything else goes, it's a good 2016, you know, modern car. It's 10 years younger than the town car, but it doesn't have that many features. I mean, I already talked about it, and I know you guys are not really interested in this type of content, but nonetheless, you know, we're coming along just fine, bouncing around, and yeah, we'll see what the mechanic says. Okay, here we are. Very strange pulling in here without having that Lincoln Continental Star right in front of me, but this kind of proves that every once in a while Japanese cars need some service too, so, and I'm happy to provide it. All right, here we are, and let's see what happens. All right, so here is the Forester hanging up, nice and tall. Well, not really tall, but here it is underneath. Obviously a lot less rust. Let's see. Not bad overall. He did confirm that the rear brake pads and rotors need to be changed. He said the front ones could do another maybe 4 to 6 months on. So, alrighty. Here we go. Let me get from the back. Okay, well, it is also rusty nonetheless. But that's what, and this car was bought new, so I don't know. I guess either I'm lucky, or it's just Illinois salt and weather and all that stuff eats away at your car. But it's okay. It happens. And it just so happens to be right next to my Forester. There is that Subaru Crosstrek. I showed it to you guys last time, and here it is. They got a ton of parts here, and then they're trying to replace all the rear components. So this is kind of interesting right here. Okay, so gonna have to wait for about an hour to an hour and a half to get those brakes and rotors in the rear replaced. So I'm just walking around streets of Skokie, Illinois, and look at this. Pontiac Grand Prix, and this is a GTP supercharged. So I don't know enough about these cars to kind of talk freely about all the engine and performance, but some just tell me that this is was their top of the line, the fastest one. And look, based on the brakes, not on the brakes, on the rims, what am I saying? It's got ABS, so it's interesting how they decided to advertise ABS versus the Pontiac Arrowhead. So I always liked these cars. I always thought that they look kind of nice. Look at that. They look sleek. I dare to say they look kind of modern even today. At least in my mind, they do. Like an Arrow, actually. The front is nice. I know it's they share a platform with probably what I'll display it, but I think they share a platform with some Chevy or some Buick. But in general, I kind of like how they look. never dreamed of owning one. I know the Pontiac was like their quote-unquote excitement division, but I don't know how much excitement these things generated, but I kind of thought of them as a nice car. The rear too, you know, looks kind of nice. Got the dual exhaust, nice. Got the Pontiac down below. Grand Prix. It's interesting how they chose to do the red Grand Prix. So, although it has like the black backing, 2 letters, but it kind of all blends in. Nice keyhole right in the middle too. They didn't bother hiding these things back then. Yeah, looks like some rust is developing underneath. Yeah, well, it happens. Let's see, there you go. You can kind of see all the bubbling that's coming up. Same place that my town car had before it was fixed. All right, let's see. No sunroof. I always don't get why GM, and I think Ford too, they always had a battle with sunroofs. You always had to pay extra. They never threw that in. Interior, although it looks nice, you guys can't see it. I'll be posting a picture of that. I want to say that this car has a 3.8 liter supercharged, but once again, I'll be posting that. As you guys already know me, I'm not a big engine and torque and horsepower thing. It's not really my style. I always look at a car from the exterior and the interior point of view. These little lights are foggy, but the outer lights are not. That's weird. I wonder if the outer ones were replaced at one point. Got some more rust. Nice pinstripe. I think it's stickered on. Yeah, overall, for what, late 90s, early 2000s vehicle, probably not too bad. Although I did notice just now, the rear seat, it is leather, but it cracked. That's weird. Actually, the rear seat is in great shape, but I wonder, is it just from the sun? Yeah, no. Well, while I'm in this neck of the woods, I also noticed parked right behind here is also another relic from probably the late 90s, early 2000s, a Hyundai Sonata. Let's see. Is it a Sonata? Yeah, it is a Sonata, LX V6. So this is also like the top of the line trim for their time. And it's interesting kind of how the Sonata developed, although it did have a sunroof. Also full, yeah, leather. It's got some wood panels. It's interesting how it kind of developed into a machine that is known today. It actually looks pretty sleek even for that time. I don't know, I like it. I like the Sonata. So it's got the fog lights. It's interesting. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright, so I had to stop filming that Sonata because I thought somebody was approaching me once again, and I just don't want to be bothered anymore with people trying to approach me and ask me what am I doing filming their car. So I just kind of left. I don't know if they were actually approaching me or not, but anyway, they're not chasing me, so that's already a good thing. So I found this, so I took a turn on the block. All right, there's a tree, and I saw this Hyundai Accent GS, which is actually, it's probably from the same era as that Sonata is, but I think actually this one is way more interesting. So this, I think at some point was known as the cheapest car in North America. I think combined with the Kia, I think it was the Kia Rio equivalent of this thing. And you know, I was just walking around, and I'm always curious to find these relics from the 90s. The interior looks okay, I guess. The steering wheel is worn to crap. I love this pattern. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. It's like a little sparkly pattern on the seats, and it looks like it's been crapped on like there's no tomorrow. But this is not even the biggest point. So first of all, this tag has been expired for for over a month. But anyway, so you got the Hyundai Accent GS. Anyway, somebody bothered putting a giant muffler on that thing, or the exhaust, or I don't know if it's a cosmetic tip or not. I can't really see that well in there. Let's see, can I zoom out? No, I think it's the whole deal. I think it is a real deal. So somebody obviously was proud enough of this car to put a giant exhaust on that thing. and that's always hilarious. So Accent GS, I think, was like the entry, the cheapest, the most basic car at the time you can buy from Hyundai, and it's got a bunch of rust on it, obviously, all over the place. I like the blacked out door handles. No effect of being, you know, blended in with the color of the car, although the color of the car is pretty bland to begin with. But mirrors are black, door handles are black. You got hubcaps all over the place. Obviously it suffered from rust and some sort of a dent right here, so it's being eaten away. Here, let me move back a little. There you go. Yeah, headlights are foggy. That's expected. I think the hood actually does not line up with the car anymore. What an interesting piece. Inside, it is a stick shift, so it is the very basic. So they do have aftermarket radio. I'll post a picture of what it's supposed to look like. But man, I love finding these things. So here you go. Hyundai Accent, everybody. And this is a perfect representation of what's wrong with American car market. I posted a video, or I have a video, I don't know if by the time I'll post this, it's going to be up, but I posted a video where there's a bunch of Honda CRVs, like over 130 CRVs at a dealership slot, and this is a prime example of why. Look, within 30 feet of each other you have this, whoa, too far, too much, this CRV, which is in a very bland color. You have this CRV, which I think they come from different eras. I think this is more modern than this, based on my limited knowledge of CRVs. And then you have that CRV right there, also from probably the same era as this one. So yeah, there you go, within 30 feet of each other. I don't know if they all belong to this house or to this household, but yeah. And look, just peeking right behind there, look at that, a Subaru Forester. There you go, Forester. So here, perfect. You have within right around one house, three of them are CRVs. So exactly, that's why dealerships are stocking up hundreds of those things. And I'm sure that if I walk around a little bit further down this way, there will be most likely another CRV. And I think there's one right there. Yeah, that's a CRV. That's definitely a CRV. You can see it right there. And there's an Equinox, and there's a Mazda whatever. Yeah, exactly. So CRV, Chevy Equinox, Mazda CX-5, another Chevy Equinox. There you go. And another Mazda. I think that's a CX-9. I could be wrong. And you got some more crossovers and stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Since I am going on a CRV tirade again, here's the most interesting one further down this very same block, where I saw 3 CRVs just down there. Oh, look, there's a little squirrel too. Look at that. It's a little squirrel break. Why not? All right, so this CRV, all right, let me get away from the road. So this one is the most interesting one, simply because it's from the 90s. It's when they first started to kind of going big on their CRVs. Sorry, there you go. All right, car's gone. I can stand in the middle of the road again. All right. Yeah, I like this design because, first of all, it's so interesting to see, you know, the spare tire in the back. I love that. This whole CRV plastic thing, it's interesting because it's discolored. It's a different red. It's more of a pink than the rest of the car. Got a real-time all-wheel drive being nice and proudly advertised. Also, I just noticed this. Look at these. Look at this rear defroster. Look how interesting the design is. They almost like incorporated that into the design. Like, so I'm pretty sure this was intentional. Let's see. Yep, got a car coming again. Inside, although you can't see it, is really nice and clean. Also, although there's some rust, but not a whole lot. And you know, it's interesting once again because all the plastics that are on this car are discoloring. So like, look right here, look right there on the back, what I showed you. But the paint itself is not bad at all. Oh, for some reason one of the headlights is foggy. The other one is fine. What is this? Some sort of a plaque? It's like a VIN number? Or, I'm not sure what that is. Lincolnwood? Okay. I don't know if this is city of Lincolnwood, Illinois. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Yeah, so besides an occasional rust spot and some failing clear coat and the paint coming off, look at this. Look at this, wow. It's literally just peeling away. And also, I don't know what's up with this. The car's red, so I don't know, is this door used to be yellow, or this is a primer, or don't know what happened there. And also, check this out. This is at a time where, you know, luxury cars probably still had automatic retractable antennas. This one you had to, if you wanted to retract it, you had to do it yourself. The car wasn't going to do it for you. It's cool. Yeah, so anyway, out of all the CRVs on this block, I think this one is probably the best. Well, guys, I can't make this stuff up. I just turned another corner, and here's another CRV. This one is in blue. Looks like pretty much the same car as the other one, only in much better shape. That's interesting. Yeah, look at that. Maybe I should start rebranding myself as a Honda CRV guy, because over the last couple weeks I filmed way more CRVs than I did of town cars. Yeah, also super clean, aftermarket stereo, but super clean, super nice. Got a little bit of the black stuff that came off, but it exposed chrome underneath, so that's weird. Why would they cover chrome with some crap? But anyway, yeah, look, no rust, not obvious rust at least. Headlights are nice and clear, nice blue. So I got the red, got the blue. No sunroof on any of them. I'm not sure if they even had sunroofs. I guess the only weird thing about it is that the mirror kind of fell off or came off, so they kind of taped it back. But other than that, yeah, super nice. So here's another CRV. I wonder how many more CRVs I can find. Now that we are on the subject of older crossovers, might as well talk about this Toyota RAV4, because it comes from the same era as those CRVs. Also, you can see spare tire in the back, nice, classic. Got those weird, very base looking rims. Also got the black plastic all over the place. It's really dirty. So the interior, it also looks nice and clean. It's comparable to what the CRVs look like. Let's see the roof. Let's see. Anything interesting up here? No, just a lot of crap. And when I say a lot of crap, I mean a lot of crap. Let's see, let me walk around this thing. Okay. So, not bad. I do like how these things looked before. You know, when these things came out, they looked unique, because the whole crossover thing wasn't really a thing yet. But yet, slowly but surely, these things took over. And cars such as this and that started dying off. Let's see what kind of trim it is. It's just a RAV4. Okay. Some sort of a towing / storage sticker on there. Oh, look, we know it's an 03. Okay. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Now, this is more up my alley. This is something I can get excited about. A Mercury Grandmarquis GS, just sitting on the side here, right next to the repair shop, the 3C Automotive. All right, I'm starting to have a deja vu. Like, did I film this thing at some point? Because, you know, I'm here often enough where I do remember finding a Grandmarquis, but once again, I don't remember. I don't think I filmed this particular one. I know I filmed a different one. Anyway, what do we have here? So this is I think the one before last iteration of this vehicle, like the uplift, because I know that the front grille is not like squared off as it was on the last update that they did right before its discontinuation. All right, so there we are. All right, try not to get run over. So GS was like the base model. So you have these chrome hubcaps, which is strange. Keypad, nice and classy. Yep, got that steering wheel. Not the last generation, so the one before last. They're really nice. I don't know, what is it about these cars that kind of attracts me? Don't know. Yeah, nice look. Bam. It's got big back. A lot of little things here and there. So obviously they hit some sort of a curb. Got scratches everywhere. But overall, every time I see this type of a vehicle, and it doesn't matter if it's a Crown Vic or town car or Mercury or Cadillac or another Lincoln or anything like that, I just get excited about. So there you go. Through the little open slit, you got a mask. Everybody's most famous accessory. It's heated mirrors. Smells like smoke through that little window. And also the front. I think really just the front kind of sells this car to me. Like, just like, you see this thing coming your way? I don't know, I just like the way it looks. And I also love the super clear headlights too. Very nice. I got that Mercury badge. I am imagining myself in this Mercury right now, to be honest with you. Look at this, look, this is a nice shot. Look how long this hood is, just. All right, I gotta stop drooling over this thing and move on. And I never understood why Ford, Lincoln, Mercury decided that an armrest with storage in the middle is a luxury accoutrement. Why is that? Why couldn't they just give everybody an armrest with some storage? All right, make sure that those cars pass. I'm gonna do one more shot, and I'm gonna stop drooling over this thing. There we go. Just like that. Bam. All right, so here is the bottom line. Dealership wanted $470, and I'm sure that there would be taxes on top of that for parts, because they never quote with taxes. And the bottom line is, the real price is $280, and that's already including all the taxes, whatever, labor, parts, blah, blah, blah. It took like an hour and a half. Oh, look, my Forester is right next to another Forester, same color. I think same body style, same everything. Yeah, so I think it makes sense not to go with the crazy dealership service and just go with a small mechanic, small town mechanic, private, not dealer. So why is the cost so much? Well, because dealerships obviously need to maintain a giant staff and a giant building, and here it is. Here is, I don't know why it's losing focus. Maybe I should just zoom out. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Bam, right there. So, happy I went that route, and happy to have the good old Subi back on the road with good mileage and many more years to come. Thank you, everybody.